Greetings and welcome to another edition of Greetings. Tonight we look at very bad things. This was a spur of the moment movie I decided to review because at this time I had also thought of reviewing a kung fu movie, and I'm probably going to get to that sooner or later, probably just not now. Anyway, Peter Berg, who's done quite a few movies, tries his hand at directing this time. And he directed this very dark comedy called Very Bad Things. Basically, Jon Favreau plays Kyle Fisher, a man who's about to get married to Cameron Diaz's character. And she's a bit neurotic, a little bit. And as the film progresses, she becomes a little more and more borderline insane. But anyway, maybe. I guess it's up to maybe a jury to decide if. But anyway, it's another story altogether. A lot of good characters in this, though. Christian Slater plays sort of the, well, basically what happens is this. He's about to get married. All five of these guys decide they're going to have a bachelor party for the four of them and him. So they go to Vegas, and Robert Boyd, played by Christian Slater, is kind of the guy masterminding the whole thing. He basically sets up this party with a dancer, and she ends up in the hotel room with them, and of course, the guy who's about to get married doesn't really want to do anything, so Jeremy Piven's character, who's, him and Daniel Stern play these two brothers, Adam and Mike, and Mike, played by Piven, decides that he's going to have sex with the girl. Coincidentally, he's played by Kobe Tai. But anyway, what happens there is a bit of an accident happens, and she dies. And so, of course, they're all in a panic about what to do with everything, and then hotel security comes up. So, hotel security comes up. Big guy decides to peek around a little bit, finds the girl. Naturally, Boyd kills him. So now they got two dead bodies in a hotel, and you know the saying, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Well, basically it, not through lack of a close call anyway. They basically dispose of the bodies, chop them up, pack them in suitcases, go to the desert, bury them. This is on the eve of the probably the wedding rehearsal, I'd say, because then they go to the rehearsal dinner, or they have a dinner. I'm not sure if it was a wedding rehearsal dinner. But from there on, of course, the two brothers are, of course, going to get into an argument, and Michael kills Adam. So Daniel Stern, who's had better luck in movies like Home Alone, where he had to fight Macaulay Culkin and almost get killed with him and Pesci, he gets killed in this one. And of course, Adam was married to a woman with two kids. These two kids are pretty demonic, pretty, maybe it's a cliche in some of these dark comedies, but yeah, the kids are pretty bad. So, of course, Jeremy Piven's character accidentally kills Daniel Stern's character. Death by minivan. And, of course, Boyd is basically Boyd is basically an evil Dr. Phil in this film. Christian Slater, this is probably his best film since True Romance, truthfully. But Christian Slater's kind of the evil mastermind, and of course, he kills the wife, he kills Michael, and this is all before the wedding. So the wedding day approaches, and he decides he wants to get the money. Oh, and there was one other character, Moore, who was his best friend, and he's pretty much in this, but he's not. He doesn't do any of the killing. He's kind of just there because he's pretty innocent. But he inadvertently. What happens is he inadvertently kills. Actually, he didn't really kill. Now that I think about it, he didn't really kill Christian Slater's character. Cameron Diaz, on the other hand, she goes Chris Barnes on his ass. She takes him out with one of those big giant coat, those things you put your coats on there, those big wooden coat hanger type of deals. And she goes hammer smashed face on his ass. So needless to say, Moore has to go and get the rings, and of course, at the same time, Boyd is coming up the stairs, and then the door slams Boyd. Boyd goes down the flight of stairs. Boyd's dead. Takes the rings, and that's it. But not quite, because then the wife wants the new hubby to kill Moore. And of course, he almost does, but just manages to stop himself. And you would think that this would have almost turned into an ending of sorts, but it really doesn't, because at the very end, there's a car accident. Moore and Fisher both survive. The wife goes pretty much insane because now she's going to take care of the two kids, and these kids are demonic, little, evil children. These children make the children in the children look dumb. Well, maybe they're not that bad, but they're pretty bad. And so that's your dark comedy. This was a pretty good film though for Peter Berg. I mean, he's a pretty good director. I'll give him credit. He's only directed this and The Rundown, and The Rundown is a bit lighter, of course. The Rock, Christopher Walken in that one. And that was a bit lighter, more of an action film, but this was pretty good for a first time directorial debut. He's done some good movies. Hopefully he would direct another movie that would be almost similar to this. Either way, this is pretty much a cult classic. So that's it for this edition of the Grindhouse. Until next time.